Hey, Mr. Jones, my name's Andrew. I'll be your nurse today. I would like to go over some different forms of your hypertension with you. Okay. So primary hypertension, it accounts for 95% of all hypertension cases. There's a couple different factors that go into it, mostly a couple genetic predispositions, your environment around you and your daily activities, and including some epigenetic factors as well. But with primary hypertension, there's an unknown reason why you have hypertension, but a couple different factors that go into that. The big one is your sympathetic nervous system. Your sympathetic nervous system is your fight or flight response. And when you think of this, I want you to think high blood pressure, your heart rate is going to be beating real fast. And the contractility, the power of each heartbeat increases too. So that's what your sympathetic nervous system does. And sometimes it's on all the time. And when you have prolonged blood pressure, that can be called hypertension. Another factor that leads to hypertension is your renin, angiotensin, and aldosterone system. So when you have low perfusion to the kidney, like with somebody with uncontrolled hypertension, renin is secreted. And renin is a protein that finds angiotensinogen and converts it to angiotensin. Okay. And then angiotensin is then converted into angiotensin 2 through ACE, angiotensin converting enzyme. Long story short, angiotensin 2 directly affects your blood vessels and causes them to squeeze. And that squeeze is what causes your blood pressure to rise. Okay, the other thing angiotensin 2 does is it releases the secretion of aldosterone from the kidney, and aldosterone affects the amount of salt and chlorine that your body releases. It holds on to all that salt and chlorine. And by doing that, it also holds on to all that extra fluid too. And that fluid volume, that increased fluid volume, can cause your blood pressure to be increased as well. Okay, so that's primary hypertension. Secondary hypertension is only 5% of the cases found that cause hypertension, and it's caused by an actual underlying disorder or disease. So, somebody with renal arterial stenosis, diabetic nephropathy, or primary aldosteronism, somebody with that's taking hormone replacement therapies, all of these things can actually trigger the SNS, your renin, angiotensin, aldosterone systems to increase your blood pressure and hold on to your fluid. Okay. So that's secondary hypertension. That doesn't affect you today. You have primary hypertension. And if your primary hypertension gets worse enough, it can become a hypertension emergency. And a hypertension emergency occurs when your systolic blood pressure is greater than 180 and your diastolic blood pressure is greater than 100, and you have to have some sort of organ failure. I don't want you to be scared of organ failure. It can be reversible. But some sort of damage to your cardiovascular system, like a myocardial infarction, your kidneys. So you'll see like your creatinine, your kidney numbers get worse. Your brain, it can cause a transient ischemic attack or even a stroke if your blood pressure is that high for that long. And it can also affect your eyes, something called retinopathies. Um, but for you specifically, Mr. Williams, your history, both your parents had hypertension, and your mom's history of diabetes actually can impact your endothelial predisposition, your genetics that can cause your arteries to be damaged. Your high stress job, being a cop, it's got to be hard, your history of smoking, your alcohol intake, your poor diet and fats and salts, and your overall sedentary lifestyle and that recent 20-pound weight gain, those are all factors that can be contributing to your hypertension. And it's also areas that we can change to hopefully get your hypertension under control. So things that I would recommend to you specifically, Mr. Jones, is a individualized care plan that increases your exercise and your overall tolerance to exercise. I want you to monitor your daily and limit your salt, your fats, your alcohol intakes. Continue your smoking cessation interventions. I'm really proud of you for quitting your nicotine addiction. It's the hardest thing to do on this planet, and you did it. That's the hardest part. You already did it. If you did that, you can do the rest of this. I want you to reduce your weight, okay? Try to get some of those 20 pounds back off that you gained the last year. Little steps and little directions lead a long way. And perform healthy stress relievers to combat that stressful job you got. But let's say we continue this uncontrolled hypertension path, okay? And if you don't make any lifestyle changes, it can lead to something called retinopathy, okay? So inside your retina in your eye, you have a lot of microvasculature, little teeny tiny blood vessels and capillaries that can be significantly damaged by the constant high pressure of your blood pressure. And this constant capillary pressure can lead to the retina having endothelial damage. Those blood vessels in your retina are going to narrow and they can eventually just hemorrhage within the retina and can lead to blindness or at least vision changes. We got to make some changes in order for you to get your hypertension better under control. But I can help you do that. I know you have what it takes, Mr. Jones. Thank you.